I will be speaking on the Union government's budget for 2026 and 27, presented by the Honorable Finance Minister of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji. This budget for the fiscal year 2026-27 is the vision of the Modi government. It is an accumulation of the manifesto of the Bharatiya Janata Party of the last 13 years under the Honorable Prime Minister Modi's government. A lot of transitional changes has been into effect without touching the fundamental foundation of the Constitution of India. However, in the best interest and in the welfare of the people of this country and the citizens of this country, government prepares the union budget for the states in the country. In the same manner, for 2026 and 27, the budget was presented in the Parliament. This was the first budget from the Kartavya Bhavan, which is the new Parliament House, which you are all aware of it. Well, there are two very important aspects of this budget. The first aspect is that, as guided by Modi government's vision, the first and foremost vision is of action over ambivalence, reform over rhetoric, and people over populism. While keeping all these principles in mind, the central theme has been the Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is a movement started by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to make India economically self-reliant. Swaraj means political freedom in 1947. We were economically dependent on developed economies as a third world country. Keeping all these views and experiences in mind, the incumbent government headed by Prime Minister Modi has started a movement called the Atmanirbhar Bharat. In other words, you're aware of the slogan, vocal for local. And this is going to play a primary role in shaping the economic policies of this nation. It is going to impact India's socio-political relationship as far as foreign affairs are concerned. And it was imperative for this government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, from 2014 till today, that unless India becomes economically self-dependent and self-reliant, we will not be able to prove to the world that India is a developing nation having ambitions and keeping 2047 journey to make India a fully developed nation. You have heard about the Viksit Bharat 2047 ambition of the government of India, where all states in the country are going to play a very important role, an integral role in contributing to the Viksit journey, the ambitions of the central government, to always recommend to the Finance Commission. We have the Niti Aayog, which is a team members comprising of governing council headed by the senior union ministers. So when we are talking about state-specific needs, if there is a requirement for amendment of the policies of the government which is to be implemented in the states, and if we feel that there is a requirement for amendment basing on state-specific needs, there is a window, there is a recommendatory period which can be recommended to the Niti Aayog, which is the satellite for the states in the country, to have state-specific requirement addressed in the governing council meetings which we have very often. A person has to live as per the budget income. As a head of the household, he has to present the budget of the house in the family and plan accordingly. If you are earning 100 rupees, you must have security for at least 30 rupees. You have to see your per capita income while making decisions of how to spend the income that you earn for your family, for the welfare of your family. You cannot go overboard. You're earning 100 rupees and you cannot make a budget to spend 200 rupees in a month for your family. That will land you in deficit. That is not economy. That is not the economy Prime Minister Modi is talking about. This budget exactly reflects those sentiments. Plan according to the budget. There has to be a security provision in your budget. And you have to have the power to spend on the earnings that you make from the services rendered to the institutions or to the government or to the private houses. So that is the budget that the government of India is talking about. We have to make provisions according to our budget. A power to spend on the money that you're earning. The trust of the market. The trust that you're going to spend. Government is trying to build a trust on the goods and services produced and manufactured in this country. That is what Atmanirbhar Bharat is going to be a central theme. That is what the government is talking about. And this budget presented by the Honorable Union Minister is, if you see, it's a youth-driven budget. Fortunately, our country is blessed with a large human resource. It's one of the largest populated country in the world. Now India is the 5th economy, but now with the programs of the government, India has an ambition to come to the 2nd or perhaps even first by 2047, which is called the Viksit Bharat 2047 program of the government of India. A lot of innovative ideas and activities have been at the forefront of the Modi government's policies, keeping all age groups and requirement, whether in terms of education or in sports. A lot of leverage has been given in this direction. National education policy has given productive results, which has helped even dropouts to come back to the mainstream. Government of India wants to make India a knowledge-based society and very well-informed society, and that is why that has been one of the fundamental reasons why people from diverse fields, including social organizations, have worked extensively to bring in their experiences and expertise, and as required by the institutions and colleges, these people are in the process of engagement with the government, rendering their services on need base. When you talk about the progression of the economy, if you see a large, huge monopoly over the gaming industry and institutions, designs in this sector has been controlled by bigger sovereign nations. The budget, if you see, is going to give us huge push in this sector, in the gaming sector. A lot of consolidated fund will be earmarked for the budget for the progression in this sector, in textiles, so that in case of any eventualities, the economy of the country remains balanced, normal at all situations, so that the country is not affected by any untoward incidents in this global social participation. India cannot grow in isolation, and therefore with open arms, many decisions have been taken by Prime Minister Modi in the recent weeks. It is good for all of us. It is good for the citizens of the country who have worked outside the nation. With open arms, our country, if you see the programs of the central government, everybody can do business in India legally. And that is how a lot of agreements in the last couple of weeks have been into good progress, and thereby everybody is going to be a part of the program of the Viksit Bharat 2047 as envisaged by the government of India, if you see in that light. And this is how the budget of the government is progressing, and these are the issues I wanted to share, some of the issues I wanted to share with our press fraternity. And state-specific requirement has been addressed in the budget, in the tourism sector, in the veterinary and animal husbandry sector, in other sector which is required as per the recommendation of the Niti Aayog. So I hope we make best use of the union budget and the country progresses ahead, and Nagaland also contributes to nation building. So thank you all, my friends, for your patient hearing, and once again we look forward to meet all of you again in near future.